radio show in the United States alongside hip-hop legend Chubb Rock. When Chubb asked me what I wanted to be known for on the show, I said I wanted to be an ambassador for the Caribbean music. Williams has said in an interview with Overtime Media. So that's quite an interesting story there. You guys really need to go check that out. I'm going to take you to The Guardian now. Local tailor aims to reinvent craft to ensure a cut above the rest. In the business of men's fashion and in keeping up with the trends and evolution of tailor feels that men are swiftly turning away from custom-made clothing, which is somewhat forcing the craft into oblivion, if not a sudden death. The article goes on to explain that Don Maskell is destined to make tailoring a lucrative means as he reinvents the wheels to ensure that the craft has staying power to remain a cut above the rest. You guys really need to check this out as well, my aspiring tailors. There is definitely a market for you. Check out this story in The Guardian by Ines Francis. All right. Car stalls, cups take teen to his graduation. Now, I absolutely have to share this with you. 2 police officers were lauded by the mother of a secondary school graduate after they assisted when she and her son experienced car trouble as they were going to his graduation ball. Michelle Brereton praised police constables Ramcharan and Fulchan of the San Fernando Police Station for their kindness and concern on Thursday night. Brereton and her son were sitting in their family car that had stalled on the crossing interchange. But with the police officers' help, they not only got the car started, but were also given a police escort to the graduation ball. Now, this is something that is so inspiring. It's so wonderful. Yes, we still have kindness in our people. We still have good hearts and good minds. And I want you to take that with you as we go to the break. And we will be right back with Who's On Brunch today. We'll be right back.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Right now, Tobagonians are just scurrying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobin Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we We have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Back, and thank you so much for joining us on Brunch. I am so privileged to introduce my next guest. Now, to most of you, he's a cultural ambassador, but to me, he embodies the cultural icon here on the island of Tobago. Now, this man does it all. He has been into everything cultural on the island of Tobago. He is currently the cultural officer too for the Division of Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. But to us here at the Brunch studio, he is King Jesse Taylor. And this is how I introduce him to you. So Jesse, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I know it's a busy time for you with everything that is going on. So on Brunch, what we want to know, we want to strip away all of the titles, and we want to know who is Jesse Taylor. So we'll start there. Who is
Thank you for having me.
Jesse Taylor?
So Jesse Taylor is the proud product of Leah Taylor, originally from Mariah, who has been deceased since I was 11 years old, who left what was a single mother, my passion, light, confidant, financial advisor, whatever, all those things that she has seen me through, the good times, the bad times, the ugly, and the indifferent. Her name is Deborah Thomas, and so I born and grew up in a village called Pembroke. I went to Pembroke Anglican School, and then later on I went to Scarborough Junior Secondary and then Signal Hill, what was then Senior Comprehensive School. And it's during all that time I got to know about my legacy as a heritage.
Yes.
And my great-great-grandfather was actually Saville Thomas, who was kind of responsible for what was at that time the planting of the maypole, so that the street in which, the land in which we live is actually a Thomas land, is part of the cultural landscape that has been the narrative for some of the things that happened at the Salaka Feast in Pembroke, to say the least. So I am a direct descendant of the Saville Thomas legacy, and was one of those places that would have had an estate that was largely fought off and bought and became one of the places that is in Tobago's history.
Mm-hmm. And you are definitely etched in Tobago's history. Being a product, and I want to say a special good morning, hearty good morning to the cultural powerhouse, the
Yes.
village of Pembroke. I want to
Yes.
say a hearty good morning to you. And if you are watching on, one of your loving sons of the village is on with me this morning. He's giving me
Proudly
his
so too,
time.
yes.
Yes. So, Jesse, how did it start for you? Did you always know that you wanted to be involved in culture?
No, I knew from my grandmother, Valley Jack, she was a seamstress, so she would have done largely all the clothing for the very extended family. And the matriarch that she was, she involved all the children and the grandchildren. So we grew up singing those Grenada, to lack of a better word, bass, drum songs and doing those kind of activities. And we had a church and still do over 40 years. That's a spiritual Baptist church in Anthony, which I'm part leader. And from an early age, I knew that I was exposed to drama because I had an aunt who always wanted to um, put her skill on stage. So she'd have had a lot of shows, things in the church, what we call cantata. We used to have a lot of those things too. So I was always at the forefront of doing small poems and stuff. Eventually, I had a very good friend who we are still friends, Richard Reed, and it was through him and his mom, Mildred Reed, who was at that time a best village officer, who introduced me to what was just shaping to be about the second edition of the Heritage Festival. So that's where I got my first actual wetting and the appetite for this thing that I eventually grew to love and now cherish.
I'm actually starstruck right now, and I'll tell you why. Um, Jesse is an accomplished actor, playwright,
Try.
cultural ambassador, cultural activist. And I know for a fact you've been involved in so many communities, empowering the youth and just taking our culture on a positive step in a positive direction. But what comes to mind when I look at you, I am remembering your acting, which is so compelling. It's like you are there in the character with you. And most of it is natural because this is your natural essence, your natural rhythm, movements, figures of speech and comparisons, and you bring in the ancestors and what they did for you and the culture. There was one uh, character that you portrayed, and her name was Imelda.
Uh-huh.
How did Imelda come about? I have to ask
Well,
you
yeah,
about
thanks to
her.
Imelda Cruikshank. She was a notable drummer, and she would have largely brought with her things from Barbados and Grenada. So the drumming, the style was very different. It was
Unique.
because it was nation drumming, and then she always used to sing with a high pitch. But I think because she always wanted me to come to her house, I'm sure to leave with one Creole fowl egg and at least
Mm-hmm.
one banana, some fix
Yes.
something. So she always said, "Come sit up by the foot of old people and learn things." At that time, I didn't understand. She said, "When you wash your hand and wipe your mouth, you could eat with big people."
Mm-hmm.
So she was at that time. I think she was preparing me for what eventually would be a road I would eventually walk, and I credit her. Who she was almost but 97 when she passed, and she was indeed had left a lot of a legacy. We were fortunate enough to tape a lot of the things that she had done and was doing at the time, so you could actually hear her for heritage as if she was still there because it's actually in her voice and her style of drumming. So she would have influenced a lot of the drummers, not only in Pembroke, but on the island of Tobago. And she kind of paved the way for the younger generation. And, I see what I do now and the things that I've been able to do during my movement with the youth as doing the same thing, just that in probably two different dispensations.
And I totally get where you're coming from. And being so involved in the arts, do you ever just take time to rest? Because I see you and you're always buzzing, you're always bustling, and your ideas are flowing nonstop.
can I confess I would like to rest?
You want to rest
I'm
right
trying,
now?
yeah. I actually had to try to beat the face back to get here today. But it's just so much a labor of love. It's not work, it's passion, it's a pride. And I have so many people to even try to begin to single them out. It would be so hard to decide who is not a part. Because I think if ever there was a statement that is true, it took a village to raise a child. I think it's not just
Definitely.
me alone, but quite a number of people. And through the journey, I've been able to create my own side roads, but they're all connected to the larger street, maybe the and highway. I was also the winner of the Tobago Scouting for Talent in 2001
I
and won a
remember that.
vehicle. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually portrayed the tragedy and plight of a woman who was struggling with HIV and how life hits you this curveball and throws you sometime in situation that you're not even at times maybe to react immediately, but sometimes you have to learn how to hide from the storm. I think that one of the lessons I've learned with that is that there are so many things that are seasonal, but your ability to not fight the eye of the storm is important. So I take it one day at a time, and I try to instill in anybody who I meet that life is what you make it. And if you give it the best, and at the end of the day, you can say, like Frank Sinatra,
And I
did it
love
my
that.
way.
I love the fact that you said that because my other question is in terms of your inspiration, like what inspires you? Because I've been privileged to be around you. Well, you
Yeah.
know that, and from a
Yes,
very
yes.
tender age. And you're always giving your input, your knowledge. You are, your creativity is unmatched. And I have to say that. And that is also a natural part of the way that you express yourself.
Yes.
And so I've seen you when you come and these scraps of cloth, not doing much in the corner, and you take it and it's a wonderful headpiece or a wonderful gown
Yeah.
or something that is expressing a story. What inspires Jesse Taylor?
Love. I think that I'm guided by the fact that there's no boundary. I don't set boundaries, and I look into everything that I see. I try to look past what the problem is and try to present something that a solve. Okay, we don't have this. What do we have, and how can we make what we have? How can we do a lot more with what may physically be a lot less? And in the old days, that is what you had to do because of the limited resources, and we didn't have the kind of technology we have now. So you had to literally um, pack yourself, so to speak, fill yourself with those things that you can be able to draw on. And in the early years of the heritage and things like Best Village and all these things that we do, and I'm a spiritual person. I do believe in my spirituality. I believe in the omnipresence. I believe in faith that those the substance of those things that you can't see, but the evidence lies within there. And so I'm moved by and driven more so by a spiritual force that sometimes I can't contain myself. I can't sleep. I have to get up and things that I would prepare now. It is not for now. Because I learned a long time ago that what you do now may not even be for now. What I'm doing today may not even be for today. And what I sow now may not even be a fruit in my time. But certainly, like all the other people who have been before me, they have been able to. And I feel as though it's just I'm carrying the torch for as long as I can. And I am privileged, I'm honored, and I'm humbled to be able to do that at the same time because it's not so much about um, financial gain, but the cultural prosperity that I feel sometimes is lacking because of the will and because of how people are wounded, how they are hurt, how they've been transgressed, what their perception is. But I try to see past that and look at myself as a vehicle to help move those positive things forward so that at the end of the day, we can let the flowers bloom again.
And I
say
love
so.
it. I love it. And it's interesting now you're talking about flowers because I was just about to ask you about your wonderful ensemble. Tell us about this creation that you have graced us with today.
I designed it, and it's I've won this one piece once before, but again, I am different. I consider myself colorful, and I'm proud to say that I am expressive, and I'd rather be the best version of me, even if it appears to be a weaker version of somebody else. I'd rather wear my own identity. I am proud to be the strong African descendant that I am. I appreciate all cultures. I'm in love with everything Indian. But when I wear these things, I feel as though I'm wearing my cultural identity. I feel as though I'm in a space that I'm comfortable. My office looks like a museum.
Yes. Yes. And
My
I think
home-
you're actually standing on the strength of our ancestors.
Yeah.
And this is what you embody.
Thank you.
Yeah, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk a bit about your involvement in Best Village, Carrie Festa, all those things that you would have had your hand in. We'll be right back after this.
This is so good.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
are back and we are speaking with cultural ambassador and icon in my book, Mr. Jesse Taylor. Thank you so much again for being with us. During the break, Jesse and I were speaking and we were talking about the spirits of our ancestry and how important of a role it plays in our daily lives. It's our rhythm, it's the way we talk, it's the way we conduct ourselves, it's the way we walk, it's in everything and anything that is in us as Tobagonians. And as I revisit my guest, I wanted to really ask you about your involvement in Best Village. Now, you have been involved for a very long time. You have been involved in so many groups, so many personalities. You have been a part of so many productions, as a matter of fact. Tell us a little about your involvement in Best Village.
So I had the privilege of working Best Village and its various categories the first time in 1993. I was in the area of the Lariat River, and that was with Paula Esther Egard, who you may be too young to remember. We had a heritage accident just about the same time, later the year in 1994 to be exact. And during the time that she was the first runner-up, she was one of those two persons, herself and Michelle Leacock, in a truck that we were all traveling that turned over on the Bloody Bay Road.
I remember
she
that
passed.
story.
But I was able to get my feet wet in Best Village because of her. And she representing Pembroke at that time again. And becoming first runner-up in a competition. I was a young boy, had no knowledge of taking Elvis almost at 15 years old. We just went to Trinidad.
Yes.
And were about the big guns. We were able to win the best talent. You know, Tobago is naturally good at showing the talent on stage. And then I said, let me do some homework. Let me go, because I believe that you know, knowledge is important. So I went to the library, I followed knowledge, and I read up on the competition and the Best Village on its whole, and its where it started and its movement. And the next year, Tobago got its first Lariat River. I still have my plaque Pride, a place of the then Prime Minister Patrick Manning, now Carly, who we are really happy to win Best Gown. A lot of it, which was I made, and my sister-in-law Cindy Thomas had assisted me in creating this piece we called Tribal Passions. That was really good. And then over the years, there were a number of queens to win, back to back. We first run up, we've consistently done well, and we would have done well in many areas as well. The petite folk fair queen, Madame Blondell. Tobago would have been over the years. And then it shifted to tutoring, and I ended up doing a lot of the drama work and creating pieces and costumes and stuff for the thing. In 2012, I think it was, we won the folk concert category overall. We were the winners, and for a time we were out. And by the time we got back in, I was sitting in the position of cultural officer one. So it was more coordination from a division as actual entries into the competition. But the journey is good. As a matter of fact, we now have a lot of groups going forward to the finals, which were the national final stages. So we've completed music, and yesterday we completed drama, literature. And so we are getting ready to do dance on the 21st and the 22nd. And all this happens inside of Heritage. And inside of everything that's getting ready to prepare for Tourism Month and the onslaught of what is going to be a nice, hectic opportunity for the tourism sector, for the cruise ship arrivals as well.
Okay, and you know what is so amazing about this is that you are forever etched. It's like you are marked in the history, the culture, that bustle that makes us Tobagonian, that makes us who we are. And you are forever etched in there, and nobody can take your place. And I seem to remember some years ago with Carrie Festa, I remember you being very much involved.
I've done a few.
Yes, quite a few. Tell us how you got started. with
So
Carrie
sometime
Festa.
in the 90s, when we were first stage here, I had the opportunity to work alongside the House of Assembly contingent there. I think it was 92 or 93, 92 I think it was. And then I think it was later the year in 2000, through their division of youth and sports, we coordinated what I think was the hosting some of the contingents here in the Bahamas and some other people here at what was just getting to be the Esplanade. But I've had the privilege through the what was then the Division of Community Development and Culture to do Suriname twice, to do Cuba, to um,
There's so
yeah, quite
many
a few.
he
We've been
can
here. We did the
remember.
Fashion Week in New York. We did the Tobago Day. We did the Best Place Show in Canada. It has been a worthwhile experience. And as you go, you learn. And that's the important thing. You don't just sit on the train and ride. You
Yes.
observe those things that are different, those things that how they impact the society, how they change life. Because I do believe that it must make sense, SENSE, and it must also make sense, CENTS.
Yes,
So you
yes.
must look at how the sense can be converted into economic diversification and growth, and how you're able to use that as a real platform to stand on, and then you take the weight off other sectors, and then you don't have to go cap in hand. You could actually use your product to sustain a better way of life for yourself and your family, and ultimately, at the same time, bring glory and pride to your island and your country. And
And
that's important.
definitely. And I think it's all about the pride. There is great honor in our history, in what makes us Tobago. I think our ancestors, they had a strength and they had a certain type of resilience. And so we are able to stand on their strengths and their sacrifices. But what they did leave us with, you see that culture? They
Yep.
left it. They left that legacy,
We
and
did
it's
inherit
up
that,
to
and
us
because
to
we've inherited such a strong and we should carry them with a kind of pride that affords us an opportunity to gain greater recognition, appreciation, and a place in the world stage, because we are all contesting for this world stage, the center placement.
definitely.
But what we do is so unique to the people we've become, and on an island that have changed hands over 30 odd times, we are even more poised because we are gifted with natural bounties. But we also have those influences, the British, the Amerindian, and a bit of Spanish and some French, that has made us a little more cutting edge. And because we have people who are driven by a kind of pride, and those pride that all our ancestors, all your family who are so a part of what you do, have made it, the journey easier, and certainly a lot more worthwhile.
And how enjoyable is it? You have worked with so many groups. What are some of the enjoyable moments? There has to be something that stood out while working with some of these.
Well, that's the second question I got this week on television. One of it I feel as though is a series of double whammy and pleasurable ones. It's a joy for me to see people that I would have engaged with to have been part of the program. I was able to be a part of the program when Kirsch and they were at OG and they were in the Youth for Culture. I was able to be a part of some of these younger groups, the growing up of Darcel and these people, because I've sent Darcel for Heritage Queen and for Best Village and for Scouting for Talent. So it's with a pride, kind of fall over with gratitude, but there's a kind of it's occasioned by some perks too. So I go into a place and they say, no, don't go into that line. Remember, you come where you go there. I'm like, get ahead of the queue. I mean, but it's certainly fulfilling, because I really feel that we are able to encourage in a relay style how we move the culture, and it's a reward for me to sit and see how much of those things are oftentimes portrayed in a way that makes me feel proud grandfather, uncle,
Yes.
kind of.
Yes,
Look
because
at me. I've seen them all. They know me. They know what I like, what I don't, and I think we've always been able to strike that professional balance. And I can always go and say, no, this is not what I know. This is not how it should be. But largely, it's always a pleasure to be amongst these people and to have the opportunity to serve with them, even if at another level, to help influence the upward mobility that's necessary for the sustaining and certainly the retention of
Yes,
this
and the growth.
heritage thing.
Yes. And passing on the torch, would you say that our culture is being passed on? We're in good hands? Because, I mean, at some point in time, we would
Of
leave
course,
this life.
of course. That has been one of the things I've been working on. And I'm glad that I have the opportunity to sit in the seat as cultural officer too. But larger than that, before I'm even all those things, I'm a person willing to help from any side. I am proud to see the emergence of how should I say, a network, a grouping of people who are taking the culture seriously. Because what we have now that we didn't have before, there's a lot of people now actually getting certification and doing their bachelors and doing a lot of the creative ecology has been shaped by people who are actually going to schools, university. In my time, we didn't even have theater arts as we did in school. But now we have people actually doing those things and pursuing those things. And I think they're so aligned with the way Tobago and its trust for its survival by using tourism and culture and our flora, fauna, all this thing that we have to make it into something that is really impactful on the people. So yes, I do agree that we now have people who are not just knowledgeable and experienced, but certified academics who can apply those things that were taught and learned, and they have been certified and given the other degrees and diplomas and whatever, postgraduates and whatever, in the various skills to help us harness this product from just practice into purpose and fulfillment of that purpose.
Yes, and contributing to humanity, because that is the human aspect. Sometimes we miss it. I think nowadays we tend to miss.
I think so too.
Yeah, and it's not being shared and expressed in the way that it should.
Because I think if you would have asked me what is our greatest resource, I would have to say the human resource. Because without the human, even if you have the money, the capital resource, you can't really spend the money if you don't have people to do so. But I feel the things that are people are passionate about, that they are driven by, those things in itself can encourage the growth and the prosperity that is sought for your that is financial, and obviously that's going to make you comfortable.
Right.
And that's important to me as well.
So Tobago Heritage kicks off. Could you tell us a bit about what we would be seeing, experiencing?
All right, so we have
Festival?
just concluded the junior heritage caravan by going to the schools. That was an enormous success. As you know, tomorrow's legacy is dependent on those who we practice with today. So we are securing tomorrow's legacy by doing the work today. So we've done the children at the school. It was awesome. I would love to do it again. We will continue its expansion in various forms. In another place, in another time. We have begun the manifestation of the Our Heritage on the Road. Today we're actually heading to one of the divisions to go spread some heritage joy, to create nostalgia. But past all that, tomorrow we have the Heritage Symposium, the think tank, where we are calling at the crossroad. And tomorrow seeks to, we've done 36 years now. And we are now thinking, where do we go from here? That's the tagline. So there are a number of people who will be presenting on various aspects of the heritage and how we can see its digital process, its monetization, our social responsibility, and how we use the festival and really monetize it so it becomes something that we can consider a feeding trough that we can use as a way to ensure that we don't become children of poverty, so to
Yes.
speak. So we have that happening. And then on Friday, which is the 14th, we go to the Miss Heritage first leg, the actual opportunity for see the queens in recycle wear and do the talent segment before we go to the formal period, which is the 21st to the 1st of August. That's occasioned by a number of activities.
Okay.
Right up to Emancipation Day.
Okay, so guys, you heard it. Don't miss Heritage Festival.
Yes, it's homage.
It's
All are
homage.
we and who are we be, all are we be. And it's an opportunity to come in, join the trade, be a part of the movement, and join in the heritage legacy. It's our legacy.
Definitely.
And we are proud to showcase it, and you should be proud to be part of the experience as well.
Definitely. And guys, just before we wrap, just some information for you. Let's congratulate our last week's winner for the trivia. Congratulations to Miss Bambi Lee. Thank you so much for your answer. We would be contacting you and letting you know what you need to do and where you need to be. So congratulations again to Miss Bambi Lee. She answered on Facebook our last week's trivia question. Also for today, our trivia question reads, where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe's cave located? I'm going to say it again. Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe cave located? So you guys get to typing. We want to get those answers. And before we wrap, Jesse, a word of inspiration. Anything you have to say to the youths or to our viewers watching?
Yes, today we just want to see, grow where you planted and bring the food from those places that you are planted. Adapt to life situation and make the best of what life can offer, because you are the product of the choice you make.
And well said. And we are so privileged that Jesse was able to join us. Quite an eloquent and distinguished gentleman. I am loving his ensemble. I had to really say something about it. I could not leave the set and not make a comment on it. So our cultural activist, icon in my book, ambassador, and flying the flag high with Tobago and its culture, its people, its uniqueness, and what makes us who we are. So we are going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800 TIPS. Help stop crime.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Cuckoo Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Back with a brunch, a taste of Tobago. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are now tuning in, you missed a wonderful segment or previous segment with Mr. Jesse Taylor, cultural activist ambassador. He has done it all, you name it. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next guest, the CEO of Hello Tobago. Some of you might know her as that. But to us here, it's Sister Devon Miggins, and she is here to really talk to us. It's rather interesting, actually. Devon is a paramyologist. Did I say it the right way?
I love that. I'm probably an amateur paramyologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
What is a paramyologist?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Is that what everyone would want to know? Okay, so paramyology is the study of proverbs. Proverbs are those, short phrases or sentences that capture large bits of information or life lessons in a succinct way. Very popular among more indigenous cultures, African cultures, definitely Asian, even European cultures would have their own as well. But in the Caribbean, because of the influence of so many other cultures on the impact of colonialism, our phrasings tend to be different than, probably what you'd find around the world.
And definitely unique due to our history and the persons that would have been dabbling. We had so many races, so many different people, fighting over us and whatnot. You know how the history goes. Yes, Tobago, we were that precious that we were fought over. So we have developed and we have inherited so many different cultures, methods of speech and stuff like that.
Correct.
How did you get involved in paramyology?
Well, as some would say, I probably inherited as a family heirloom. My grandmother was quite a wit, and she would always, have a proverb for every situation, And of course, the more common ones like a stitch in time saves nine. But then you had the more local ones. One of her favorites was howdy tenky broke no bone. Right?
What does
Meaning,
that mean?
hello, thank you, it didn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt you to say it, so just say it. It don't matter. The person don't tell you hello, you tell them hello. The person again saying, you're welcome or whatever, you say thank you every time. You know. So
definitely.
I got it from her, and then my mother, Mrs. Moore Miggins, who I believe was on here last week.
Yes, she was.
She wrote a book about it, but hers was from the Caribbean perspective, not just local Tobago proverbs. So they were all around the Caribbean. Because that is her lived experience. She used to work at CARICOM, she went to school in Barbados, So she was able to capture proverbs from, pretty much all over the Caribbean. And just looking at the similarities and the differences that we have. And for me, I absolutely love Tobago speech, how we talk, how we express ourselves. I'm completely in love with it. I'm smitten.
Yes.
And, I love bringing that to the fore, especially on social media, where I feel sometimes the Tobago identity could become a little lost. So I try to, remind us of what we grandmother would have say and, those types of things.
And, the thing about it's amazing that you're saying that you love everything about Tobago. What is Tobago? Who is a Tobagonian? And what makes us unique? Because we are definitely unique. Remember, I told you we have our own rhythm. It's in the way we speak, how we express ourselves, our walk, our talk, the hand in a kimbo. We are unique. And it's so amazing that Devon is here and she's here to really bring some of that to the light. Have you been involved in culture at all?
That's so funny because what would I say? I've always been a kind of periphery or amateur culture culture consumer. I've definitely always around when Heritage first started coming up as a youth carnival, but not in a way to really impact, or to give my voice to it. But I would definitely say I absolutely love Tobago culture. I've consumed a lot of it over the years. And I think for me, I started missing it a lot more as I moved overseas. I went to college abroad, and I think that's where I really kind of honed my Tobago-ness and started embracing my Tobago culture. I was on a predominantly white institution. I was at a predominantly white institution where there were about 10% minority or persons of color. And I was the only Trinbagonian among a sea of Jamaicans. And so they were so interested, obviously, in my culture because they wanted to know, okay, so what is the culture like? And then remember, they would have an idea of what Trinidad culture is like, but not necessarily Tobago culture.
Smaller sister.
Yeah, and as we started talking, I realized that Tobago culture really is very similar to Jamaican culture, probably more so than even Trinidad culture. A lot of our history of how we were colonized was actually Tobago specifically before we were linked to Trinidad. We were very much colonized in the same exact way Jamaica was colonized.
Definitely.
And so, when you read books about what happened in Jamaican history and what happened in Tobago history with our Belmana riots and so forth, and even the Tobago House of Assembly, there was a Jamaica House of Assembly, and it was disbanded about 10 years before the Tobago House of Assembly was disbanded, right?
There you go.
In the 1800s. So, just really kind of getting to know that. And I just was like, I said, but we culture nice. Tobago culture
and unique. One of the things that I noticed, and I actually made a note of it, the revolts. Now, remember, for those of you who are history buffs, Tobago, I have to pay homage right now to that slave, Sandy, who was responsible for one of the largest revolts. And, that spread.
Yes. Yeah.
It was one of the revolts that spread across the Caribbean or other West Indian brothers and sisters, took that flame and really changed the course of history. And it was so, it bears so much resemblance to Jamaicans. Now, Jamaican culture, she is so right. It is so similar to the culture of Tobago historically. Now, if you meet a Jamaican, a lot of people would say Jamaicans are very patriotic. they do not play when it comes to their island, and that comes from their history. They didn't lie down and take slavery, just take it. They fought.
Yeah.
And we have our ancestors. We were just talking with Jesse, and he was talking about standing on the strength of our ancestors, because they were very strong, they were very resilient, and they had a unique way about them that they passed on. It's a part of us. It's a part of us.
Definitely. I mean, I mean, that is exactly what the proverbs do. They pass on information that one would be too lengthy to tell you. Let me tell you a whole story. No, I just need to tell you how the tanky broke no bone. You understand? I just need to tell you ashes cold, puppy lay down, that kind of stuff. So I think you're exactly right. And I actually think that is why so many of the European powers had such a hard time holding on to Tobago, right? Because of our fighting spirit, and also because we look like a sweet woman that everybody just wants. Everybody just wants.
A spicy woman, as they say.
Yes. So, I hope that Tobagonians keep that spirit, because that is so important. We ancestors would be turning in their grave if we, didn't keep that about ourselves, hold on to that kind of spirit of fight,
Yeah, but we want to screen a bit of the proverbs. Just before we do that, this day in Tobago history, when can we expect Sister D
oh gosh
we need you to bring that back? When we can expect
everybody, I am currently outside, right, as we would say, in foreign, right, overseas. I had a health challenge with my youngest son, so I've been out there kind of focusing on that. But as I've been back for about a month now, and everybody, when is this day in Tobago history? I used to love that thing so much. Please bring it back, bring it back. So I'm in talks with Tobago Updates to see what we could do about bringing that back, because I would hate for us to lose such important information about who we are, and documenting it in the way of television and in the way of social media. I think it's so powerful, because I think there are people who otherwise would not even venture to understand Tobago history.
Yeah.
And they are doing that because they feel like the content is so alive, and they could, relate it and consume it in such an easy way.
Okay.
But yes, so soon.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take comfort in soon. I could take some comfort there, because it's definitely something that we need. So are we gonna go to some proverbs and have you just translate for us a bit what that might mean? For those of our viewers, a lot of our dialect is very unique, and so you need to have what it means.
Yes.
Okay, so what is this one?
Howdy tanky brock no bone, right?
Howdy tanky brock no bone.
That's right. So this was our favorite of my grandmother, and this is about hello, thank you. It doesn't take anything from you to say hello and thank you. So just say it, just do it, because this is about community building, right? How do we live and get along with others in our community? You say hello, you say thank you, but no bone.
All right. All right, what about this one? Go to Mary, he no know. How to finish that?
A pong hiago.
A pong hiago.
Right? Goat and Mary, you know a pong hiago, right? You're going to the pound for slaughter, but goat just merry dancing. You see them, you see the goats dancing on the side of the road. They have a chip in their step. They don't know what that is. To the slaughter they're going. You know?
No idea.
Yes.
What
so sometimes children would be playing around and thing, and they going a merry way, and they know that, well, it have danger around the corner, or school work about to start, or licks about to be delivered,
Licks, because you're supposed to come home a certain time and street light come on.
Exactly, so you're merry way you're there, but you know that it have thing coming. Oh, this is one of my favorites now. Right. No lack a tongue, make cow not talk, or care talk, right? I don't know if you ever see a cow's tongue. It's a lot. It's big, it's huge, right?
It's massive.
Right, so it's not because it's not tongue alone, it has plenty tongue. But the cow not talking, it had to be either they know something why they're not talking, right?
Yes.
Or some other thing why that could enable them to talk, right? So it's not just because you have a mouth, you must
You
talk,
must talk.
right? Sometimes you know some just keep a
And
little
silence is
just keep a little
golden.
silent. Yes. Exactly,
It's
exactly.
golden.
Silence is golden. But we wouldn't be saying that as when we were enslaved, right? We would not say silence is golden. We said, no like a tongue make cow not. Right? You like whisper over to the next person next to you.
I love it.
Right.
I love it. I love it. It's such a unique way of expressing oneself. And I think we're losing that. So you need to bring back. Keep hinting. What about this one? Hen with chicken.
Not cross river. Right?
Tell me about this one.
So a lot of times, you know, a mother maybe like, you know, kind of two minds of, boy, should I go away and leave my children here? You know, make them, let's say, barrel babies, so to speak, sending back barrel for them. But it's more than that, right? So you know you have hens with chicks, you know, they have little babies behind. They're not going to jump over a river because the river dangerous and could sweep away the chick, right? So when you're thinking, should I go away? Should I leave my children here? I want a better life. I want to jump over the river to a better life, but I could lose my children in the same vein, right? Because I'm not here. I'm not even in the journey, but like leaving them. Let's say you're thinking whether to cross the river, whether you should go over. I can go over there and make money and send back money and whatever, but what am I gonna lose if I go, right?
Okay.
I may lose that connection with my children, you know, I may lose them to the streets, crime, you know, any number of things. So, you know, so that is, you have to think, you're not just thinking for yourself when you're making these decisions when you're a mom with children. You have to think about the chicks as well. So that's really what it's about.
What about this one?
More in the mortar than the pestle, right? So you know that you know how we are. So we might see people with their relationship, and we say, more in the mortar. They look like they're going along nice and sweet and in love, and but outside other people say, more in the mortar than in the pestle. You know?
I know there was one Tory there for talk, but time not there. Yeah, something like that.
You know, it's a time not there for talk, time not there for tell. I've heard so many variations of that one, but yes, Tory there for talk. Oh, that is when you see your best friend and you know you have something you want to talk.
Pressing.
Yes, and they know too that is something pressing. But you're in public, you can't divulge. So you just say, girl, Tory there for talk, time not there for tell.
Another place, another time.
That's it. Thief from thief make God laugh.
Yes.
Right? So you did your thieving mango, let me say. But you don't know, say, this person done thief the mango from somewhere. God just there laughing like, what are you? Are you a thief from one another? Or you're thieving the mango, it might be your own self you're thieving from. You don't even realize. Maybe the mango came from your own tree. And you then now thieving this mango, thinking you're doing something. Thief from thief make God laugh.
Oh my God.
Right?
I love it. I love it. What about this one? Cockroach have no business.
In foul.
Cockroach.
Yes, cockroach have no business in foul party. Right? So if foul having a party and liming, you think if you cockroach come inside there, they're going to say, oh, the cockroach is just here to have a good time. No. They're coming after you to pick, because there's that tasty meal coming in, right? So it just means that if you know that fowl love to eat cockroach, then would you go where plenty fowls are? You shouldn't. You wouldn't, right? So you have to think. If you know it have danger over there for you specifically, right? Say you're the lone female among many, many males, right? You wouldn't go into that type of situation because you're thinking to yourself, you see me, this look like it could get dangerous.
Yes, and
let me
safe.
leave. Yeah, let me be safe and do the right thing and keep myself safe. Oh, my son loves this one. Guana and measure his tail before he go a tailor. Right?
I love it.
So this is about taking stock of what you need to do before you embark on the next step. So for him, when he go in the shower, and he forget the towel, he forget the soap. Mommy, bring me soap for me. Oh gosh, mommy, Guana didn't measure his tail. Guana didn't measure his tail. I say, he telling me. Because he did not take stock of what he needed before he go inside there. And you know I go laugh. So that's why he does tell me that, because you know I'd bring it for him. Because he's telling me, oh, Guana didn't measure his tail, mommy. Guana didn't measure his tail.
So in other words, he forgot.
Got
to prepare himself.
Ah, that's it. And so now I had to do all the preparation outside. And the same time, now some people would say green bush, right? And the same time, bush drop of water, Iraqan. Yeah, and I love when we take TT and put CC.
Okay.
Oh, I think it is the most beautiful thing. I find it so, because you have to remember, right? Some of these things would have been said during enslaved times, right? So you want to make, but not just broken, because I wouldn't say it's broken. I would say even it's probably smart, because you don't want Massa to understand what you're saying.
Right, I get you.
So he would say little, and you would say little, right? Because not just because you don't know the right thing, but because you're trying to communicate to your fellow enslaved and trying to tell you something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the green bush, right? So when a leaf drops from the tree, it's not because it dropped, it just turn rotten the same time. It's over time that the time is what makes it rotten, right? So the idea here is time reveals the rottenness of an intention. So you might know today, right? The person may look good to you in your face, but not at the same time green bush drop of water.
Yes.
That means, don't worry. You're going to see.
Time will tell them, they will reveal themselves.
The rottenness underneath, Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Where horse reach, jackass does meet, right? So they say where horse reach and go, jackass go get there too. So no feel because your name horse and you look like you're running, this kind of, don't worry. You going to meet there too. You understand? This is like the tortoise and the hare, right? That if somebody else looking like they're running the race fast, but don't worry, jackass will come clippity, cloppity, and get right there, same place, right? So sometimes when children looking at other kids in school, say, Mommy, this one get first in test. Mommy, this one get a this and this. God, Mommy, and this one get this result in CXC, and then no study that. This is like the race is not for the swiftest. Don't feel you ain't gonna meet that too.
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
Oh gosh, well, this one is a favorite of Tobago mothers. Go blow your nose where you catch your coal. Right?
Yeah.
That sound like you get that one a couple times.
Oh yes.
Listen, oh gosh, this is the worst. It's the worst to hear when you're a child, because you're thinking to yourself, oh, I just want you to comfort me and hug me and tell me it's going to be okay. And you turn to me and say, go blow your nose where you catch your coal.
Oh, yes.
So, let's say you go out, you're playing in the rain, right? You're playing in the rain and you're having a time and you get a cold and you come to mommy now and you say, oh, God, mommy, you're sick. Rain give you the sick. Go back in the rain there and let rain deal with it for you, So it's a thing we don't like to hear, but it's just them telling you. And because they may have told you, don't go out in the rain.
Yes,
don't,
you were warned.
You were warned, but you still go.
Take heed. Yes.
So go there, go back there, go back there.
A bit of tough love.
Yeah, tough love. That is exactly right. Oh yeah, this one is another one of my favorite. Ashes cold, poppy lay down.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah, so you know what, when a fire burning hot, Poppy and everybody, just a lot of buzz and excitement and energy around the fire. And then as the fire goes down and goes cold, everybody, people start to go home, think, what does the puppy do? Just start to, so take a little rest. So the idea is as the flame goes out, as you get older, so let me say you used to go and party and fet and have a good time.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
And now somebody's saying, come, let me go and fet, and you say, me can't fight up with that, me can't bother. You go out and you realize Next morning you mash up because you say, but when I was young, I used to go and fit and have a good time. Now I can't even handle it past 10 o'clock. I want to sleep.
Yes.
You know, so as the ashes grow cold, the puppy becomes an older dog, basically. And in enough time with them thing there, again, you can't fight up with them thing there.
Yeah, and somebody made a reference, a long time we had this dance hall. We would call it dancehall music. We used to have butterfly. Well, in our era, therefore, the young people might not know about that. We had the butterfly and they had it, and you're going down and you're getting into it.
Yes.
Try that now.
No, my knees can't take it.
Try it now.
My
Pain.
knees cannot
Pain
take it.
in your knee and your back, and you can't get up when morning comes.
Yes.
So it's so amazing, our dialect, our language, our rhythm, because we have a rhythm when we speak as well, which is very, very unique. So I am so glad that you're here. Continue to document these things because they're so unique to our culture, to our development, our longevity. Our children need to have some knowledge of our ancestry, And I think it's wonderful that you have taken the mantle and that you are continuing to fly that culture flag.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's so important to Tobago identity that we understand this about ourselves. Understand really as it say, the fight in us, what inspired us, what drove us to do many of the things that we
definitely
do, and how we make decisions. My husband, he always says, when he faced with an exam, he's from Charlottesville, he would put it in his Charlottesville dialect, the question. If the question asked something, of course, in standard English, he would put it in his Charlottesville dialect in order to answer the question, which I always find so...
It's amazing.
It's a tool for us to get ahead. Your Tobagoanness is an advantage, it's not a disadvantage.
Yes, it is. And on that note, we are going to wrap. Thank you so much, Devon, for sitting with me, talking with me. It's so interesting and enlightening to have you with us. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Good morning. Good morning.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we, and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3-bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been...
And we are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Oh my gosh, you guys, my last segment was so amazing. Thank you so much to Mr. Vaughn Miggins for coming and joining us on the Brunch set. Now, definitely some of those sayings I have heard. I'm not sure how many of them you guys heard and that you guys actually know what the meaning of those sayings. So we want to thank Devon so much for coming and sharing those with us. Our culture is indeed a unique one. It's definitely one that we need to embrace and we need to love for its uniqueness as Tobagonians. My trivia. I'm not seeing you all typing. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm going to read it again for you. Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe's cave located? Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe cave located? You all get to typing. We want a right answer today, please, please, and thank you. Where in Tobago was Robinson Crusoe cave located? So just a snippet of what you guys might have missed. Our first segment, we interviewed Mr. Jesse Taylor, cultural icon, activist, community specialist, being involved in the arts from a very tender age, out of the cultural powerhouse of the village of Pembroke. A pleasant good morning and a hearty hello to the people of Pembroke this morning. Also, we had with us Miss Devon Miggins, and she was here with our dialects and our folklore and what these things mean, what our ancestors would have passed on to us. And that was indeed something that was really, really inspiring for me. I hope you guys watched, and I hope you guys enjoyed what we had for you this morning. Culturally, I think we are so diverse. We are a melting pot because of our history, and it's really important to start doing some research. If you have not done that already, start doing some research into your history, what makes us who we are, the countries that would have fought over us, the slave revolts, place names in Tobago, village names, and how they would have gotten these names. These are things that we should really embrace. Please visit the museum. Please visit the library. These are places that you need to, utilize on the island. Now, I am so honored because I love the fact that we are showcasing our youth. We are showcasing the persons that are doing really big things, that are doing really positive things. Sisters, brothers, daughters, sons of the soil here in Tobago. Now, I want to talk a little bit about my next guest. My next guest is Natasha Anderson. And Natasha is, you name it, that's what she is. She's a nurse, a registered nurse. She is also a business woman. Her business is taking off. She's also an author, poetry, you name it, she has done it. And she is one of the few young persons that is flying the flag really high, flying the cultural flag really high. Natasha is also the owner of her business, which is called Nas Vida Poetry. And I find that name so interesting because we are going to definitely delve into that. We're going to talk a little more about that business that she's embarking on. And also, we are also going to delve into Nasja's experience as a student, as a young lady, etc. So Nasja, hearty hello and blessings to you. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here with me on Brunch. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm getting you.
I am good. I am well, thank you. I have been waiting actually to talk to you. I saw just a snippet of your bio and I found it was so interesting that a young lady of your schooling and your knowledge, that you are able to do so many things and wear so many hats. So I was waiting actually to speak to you. I'm hoping that you're having a good day. I'm hoping that you're blessed. And I'm going to start with your schooling. Tell us a bit about where you went to school and when did you graduate?
Um, I am blessed, thank you. I hope you are as well. I went to primary school at SDA. I graduated in 2010, and then I attended Bishop's High School for my 5 years, and then I went to Signal Hill Secondary for sixth form. After sixth form, I moved to the States, and it took me some time to get into college just because financial aid and all these things, the rules that play in part of how you get financial aid in the States. So I started college a little later than I wanted to. And I started at community college because it's much more affordable and it's just an easier track to get you into university. So I did my community college at Essex County, right here in New Jersey, where I'm at. And then I graduated last year with my associates in education. Um, I'm not a registered nurse. Fun fact. I did tell Anton this when he did send me the bio. And I got my associates in education, and I'm currently at Rutgers University doing a double major, one in English and one in urban secondary education.
Okay. So thank you for clearing that up. I have to ask you, on your journey, some of the teachers that would have stood up, were there any teachers who were very instrumental in molding you into the young lady you are today? If so, tell us a couple of those persons that were a pivotal part of your development.
Yes, there were actually like three specific teachers throughout my secondary schooling that really contributed to the person that I am today and the career choice that I have like chosen. At Bishop's High School, it was my form mistress and my English teacher, Miss Holder. She's probably the first person that really took notice of my interest or my like gift of writing that I never really saw in myself. And she really manifested that for me, even though I wasn't able to see it at that point in time. And when I was in the Hill Comprehensive, two teachers, Miss Karut Jack and Miss Panchu, while I was in sixth form, they were like extremely helpful just to teach me or to mold me into like wanting to be a teacher just to see how they've impacted my life. I know that I want to impact another student's life like that. It's more of your teacher being more of a family member and like someone that you could always go to. And that is what I want to be for youth today. To like bring them up and know that they have family, like some students don't. And that's what I want to be for them.
It's really heartwarming to hear you speak so positively. I think that we need there must be someone on our journey through life that is, a positive impact in the individuals that we become. And so it's really, really heartwarming that you can actually name persons that would have been instrumental in your development thus far. Your business, Nas Vida Poetry. How did this business idea come about?
So I wouldn't really call it a business idea. It's really more or less just me having fun or me doing what I like to do. So Nas is a short for Nastasia, and then Vida means life and poetry. So it's basically poetry about my life that I started writing when I was in Bishop's High School. I didn't really think anything about it. They would just be like Word documents or scribbles on a paper. And I really found myself like during COVID where everything was at a standstill. And I was like, I definitely have a lot to put all of this together. And I met someone while at work and they also write poetry and they were like, let me see your poems. And I brought to them that this basically a manuscript that I had already printed out. It wasn't a book or anything as yet, wasn't a business or anything as yet. And they were like, you should publish this. People should see this. And I was like, okay, it was already COVID. I was home. I wasn't doing anything. And we were editing and we were doing all these things. And at the end of it, we had a book. And I was like, okay, well, then let me just do some merch. So I created stickers online and I created T-shirts and sweaters and whatnot. And everything just came to life. It wasn't really something that I had planned, but something that just fell in place for me.
I totally get where you're coming from. But your ability and your love for writing, did you always want to write? Did you always know that you would be a writer? When did you start writing?
I definitely do not think I always wanted to be a writer. I knew I was good at writing ever since primary school. I would like do creative writing competitions and whatnot. But as far as becoming a writer, it's something that I never thought that I would be. When I did start writing poetry in Bishop's High School, because of the spoken word club, I really kept it to myself. I really didn't think that I was good because I was in school with people like Cameron Bruno, who's amazing. And I was just like, I'll just keep these to myself because they're not really good. And then people started like seeing them and they're like, oh, this is actually really good. And I like gained a little bit more confidence. I was like, okay. And it was like, sometimes you just need a push. And I got the push that I needed. And I think that was good for me. But after the first book, people were like, oh, when is the second coming out? And I was like, I don't think I have a second one in me. I don't know what I would write about. Like, I have no idea. But maybe someday in the future, I do have ideas, but we'll see what the future holds.
And I think it's rather inspiring, your story. It's a rather inspiring one because here you are, and this is just your natural essence and your natural ability and love for writing. And you saw it as a natural part of you, yet others were asking, definitely asking for more of it, even before you would have had time to even prepare something else. And, and that tells that you're, as creatives, like I was saying this the other day, as creatives, we express ourselves through our art. And so your writing, you just know it's a part of you and your writing, but it speaks to someone. It speaks to maybe a particular situation or something that someone is going through or something that just so many people can relate to. So the mere idea that they are asking for something else or asking, well, Nastra, what are you doing next? What's next for you? It means that it speaks to people on a very spiritual level, intellectual level, you name it. Someone somewhere can relate to it. And that is a natural essence that you have as a writer. It's a natural thing. You either have it or you don't. I always say that. As creatives, it's a natural light. And this is the first time I saw you smile since this interview began. So we're good now. It's not rigid. It's just you and I having a conversation. We're talking about your writing. We're talking about your journey thus far. What inspires Natasha? What inspires you?
My family. My family is like my biggest inspiration. Just from where we were to where we are, it just motivates me to be the best person that I am. Because not coming from having a lot and seeing the progress of the work that I put into a lot of the things that I do right now really inspires me and motivates me. My mother is basically my biggest inspiration. She's basically the strongest person I know, my best friend. And everything that she's done, everything that she sacrificed is for me. So that really motivates me and it really pushes me to be the best person that I can and to always give 100% in everything that I do.
And that is definitely the outlook that you should have. It's a positive one, and you cannot do much without positivity. You cannot do much without focus and knowing exactly what you want, where you want to be, and the path that you should take to get there. And it's amazing for you because at such a young age, you are already doing what people 2 times, 3 times your age have only now just embarked on, which is like writing, having their work published. You know, some people progress later on in life while others soar at a very tender age, and you are one of those persons. Because there are definitely people who would have been reading your work, and that opens up the portal. The portal is now opened, and Nashja's work is out there, and we want more from her. That's what I feel. That's the energy that you're giving me. We want more of what Nashja has to offer. She's a prolific writer. It comes naturally, but you didn't know that until people started asking you, when can we expect more from you? Yeah. So so to the persons who were instrumental on your journey, it's coming to the light now that they would have evoked so much positivity onto you. And so your consciousness begins to soar. I see it from talking to you, I see it. So there's a consciousness, and then your mind evolves and elevates, and then you have experiences come in, and then you are now writing from experience, you're writing from your own story. And this is where your readers can now relate to what it is you're doing, to what it is you're saying on paper. And that's an amazing, amazing thing. What are some of because I'm thinking my mind is going towards product and services, Natasha. What do you provide? Any products and services? We know about your writing, but in terms of, do you have any type of merch or any type of, things that would have your writings on it or your business name on it or anything like that?
So currently, I just have probably a few t-shirts or sweaters in my room right now, like just picking myself back up. I'm currently working 2 jobs. I'm going to school full time. Inflation, all of these things that are currently going on. I'm not seeing myself as a business person right now. Right now, I'm just trying to invest in myself and grow. And when it is time for me to produce products or feel that I'm ready to sell anything again, that will definitely be available. But as for right now, the only thing that is available to purchase is my book, and that is through Amazon. It's on Amazon Kindle if you want the ebook version. But as for that, right now, everything is at a standstill. I'm really just trying to take in everything right now in the moment and just work on myself so I could really promote my business more in the future, but not currently.
All right. And on that note, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back with more from Natasha Anderson. Thank you so much for viewing Brunch. We'll take a break, and we're going to be right back.
Leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supply specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's communities, homeowners, and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
And we are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now remember, guys, our trivia question is up for grabs. You're not typing fast enough. Remember, you are going to be winning a wonderful prize at the Candle Bar. It's an evening for two. The question, let me read the question one more time. Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe's cave located? Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe Cave located? And this prize for getting this question, answering this question correctly, is via the Candle Bar, which is a premium, authentic Tobago experience in DIY candle making. Very interesting. Make a divine creation from start to finish. You choose your vessel, your wick, and your oils, while we guide you to create magic. All right? Enjoy 2.5 hours of highly interactive sessions. The Candle Bar can be booked for couples, for birthdays, wedding-related events, or even if it's just to relax or rejuvenate. So a wonderful prize there from the Candle Bar. Again, I'm going to just say the question one more time. Where in Tobago is the Robinson Crusoe Cave located? You guys get to typing, and we will have that answer after this. Right about now, we're going to rejoin Nastasia. I have been pronouncing your name wrong for that whole first segment. Let me apologize, because I make it my duty to pronounce names correctly. I feel that names are a blueprint, and we should really respect each other's names. So my apologies. So it's Nastasia. Yeah?
That is correct.
All
Yes.
right, good. So I finally got it right. All right. So before the break, we were talking so much about the impact that your writing would have. Your words come to life. And so, like we were saying before, this is a natural essence of you. It is something that you either have as a creative or you don't. And the mere idea that you are doing this at such a young age, the sky is not even the limit for you right now. It's way further than that. It's way above the stratosphere with what you can do with your talent and your gifts. All right. So tell me a little bit about your family. Now you spoke about them briefly before, and the support is something that cannot be, we can't sweep that under the rug. When you have a support system, it needs to be harnessed and it needs to be appreciated and celebrated. Tell us a bit about your family.
So my family is me, my mom, and my two younger siblings. We've moved back to the States for about 5 years now, I believe. Um, my mother and I were basically best friends and we're like co-parents. We do everything together to support my younger siblings. Um, I I can't say much, but we're very close knit. We do everything for each other, with each other, and we're each other's support system. I can lean on her for anything. She can lean on me for anything. Um, she's definitely helped me find myself, or more or less, she's always been supportive of everything that I've wanted to do. Um, when you started, you said that I was a registered nurse. That was definitely the path that I wanted to pursue for a very long time. I always knew that I wanted to be either a pediatrician or a midwife. I knew I always wanted to work with children, but I always thought that my calling was nursing because that is always what my mother wanted to do. And it was never that she pushed me towards it, but it was always something that I seen her admire. And because I admired her so much, that is something that I also wanted to pursue in life, not knowing that my calling was working with children, but in the education field. And when I decided to make the switch from nursing, because I was going to nursing school and I realized that it wasn't for me, she said, this doesn't seem like it's for you. She's like, you don't seem happy in this field. And when I switched to education, she was right on board with me. She supported me every step of the way. She told me that you seem much more happier um, in this field. And it wasn't any type of pushback. We're always there for each other. She's my rock and I'm hers. And that's basically it.
Nastasia, the bond that we share with our mothers is one that is not matched by anything else in life ever. To have a
That
strong
is true.
bond, because I still reach out to my mom, even though I don't live with her. I know she's watching right now. Lynette Currington, Winchester, good morning to you from your loving daughter, Janelle, because she watches me every day. But that support that I was talking about is so, so important, to have someone believe in you, understand you, and push you, and ensure that you have that comfort as you soar and as you focus and as you tread along your path to where you really want to be. It's so amazing to have that support. Now, you mentioned your book earlier. Just give us the name of your book again.
My book is called Take My Breath Away.
Take my
Breath
breath
Away.
away. All right, and we can find it on Amazon.
It's on,
Yeah,
yes,
Amazon.
the
You said.
ebook is available on Amazon, yes.
Okay. All right. Just a snippet of what don't I don't want you to let the cat out the bag, as they say, but just a snippet of what the book entails. Is it a book of your poetry, your writings?
Yes, it is a book of poetry.
Okay.
It is a book not letting the cat out of the bag, but it's a book about my life, about journeys that I have been on. It's not the happiest book that you may read, but
Yes.
it is a journey of pain, it is a journey of forgiveness, it is a journey of healing, and without letting the cat out of the bag, that's the most that I will give.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't want you to let too much out of the bag because I want you guys to go out and get Take My Breath Away by Nastasia. I said it right, right?
Yes, you
Right.
did.
Nastasia Anderson. And Nastasia is a daughter of Tobago. She's a daughter of the Tobagonian soil. And we are definitely proud that we have young persons such as yourself doing positive things. It's so important to do positive things now with all of the challenges that are inflicting our youth. And it's really, really inspiring that you are doing positive things and that you are here to really tell your story and send your message. And as I am saying the word message, what would be your message to young people such as yourself? What would be your message to inform or inspire or empower those persons looking on today?
What my message would be, I have two. I kind of thought about this because I had a feeling that you might ask me this question. My first message is to give yourself some grace. The world is already a hard place as it is, and it doesn't make any sense for you to add any pressure to yourself. I've had a planned out my life for 10 years. This is what I wanted to be. And for a very long time, I beat myself up because I wasn't where I wanted to be when I wanted to be there. And as someone said before me, that the race is not for the swiftest, it's for those who endure it to the end. And you need to really give yourself some grace to really bloom and blossom and see what you want in this world without it putting any pressure on you. And my second message, which ties into the first, is your journey is not everyone else's journey. Do what you feel is best for you. Don't let anyone else try to force anything onto you or influence you in something that's not what is for you. What is for you is for you. And your journey is not going to be anyone else's. So no matter how long it takes, as long as you get to where you want to be, then that's all that matters.
And it's really, really heartwarming. Like I said, I'm going to say it again because I don't think that I could say it enough. Um, Having young persons doing positive things. I think nowadays, especially with all of the social media and all of the things that are going on, our young people are getting a bad rep some of the times. Whether it's warranted or not, they are getting a bad rep. And it's empowering that we have persons such as yourself that, we're doing wonderful things. In terms of what's next for you, you'd be able to sum that up. What's next for you? You did your writing, you have your book published. Could we look out for another publication from you?
As I said, right now I'm giving myself some grace. I'm not pushing anything at the moment. if I do write, it's not anything extensive. I do have plans for the future, but I'm not going to put a deadline on it. I'm not going to put a date on it. I don't want this to be anything rushed. I really want it to come from the heart. I do know that in the future, I probably do want to write a series of children's books, whether it be for toddlers or whatever the case may be. But I do see that in my future. But for right now, I'm just giving myself some grace. I'm taking my time to really work on my craft and really put everything that I know that I can put into it. So, is there another publication coming? Probably, most likely. But I don't want to put any date to it or say it's coming XY time, because I really want it to be a labor of love on my part and something that I could really delve into.
Understand, because giving yourself grace, as you said, is so important, because ever so often we are constantly on a journey. Life is a journey, and we're constantly finding ourselves. We're evolving, we are learning, we are being introduced to so many new experiences. And so you can only express yourself through, your experience and your art. And so giving yourself grace is a wonderful way of really harnessing your inner you, your inner thoughts, what moves you, what motivates you, what you like, what you don't like so much, and it really, really helps you to harness that essence that is you. So, Nastasia, we are so happy and honored that you took the time to speak with us. It was indeed a pleasure talking to you today. I think that you're very inspiring, and I hope that the persons looking on are, going to take something away from this that is motivational or that is positive. All right. So thank you so much. And before we wrap, oh my, our trivia question, guys. Where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe's cave located? We have a winner! Mrs. Josephine Solomon, stand up and take a bow. You are the winner of an evening for two at the Candle Bar. That premium, authentic Tobago experience is something that you would not want to miss. So we are so happy that you're watching and that you took the time to type and use those fingers. Congratulations to you, Mrs. Josephine Solomon. All right. So, guys, I just wanted to really thank you. I wanted to thank our guests. Nastasia, thank you so much for speaking with us. Devon Miggins, thank you so much for coming and sharing our unique Tobago culture. And of course, Mr. Jesse Taylor, who graced us with his presence earlier and gave us, so much about his life and his cultural experience and expression. And so this brings me to another edition of Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. For those of you who don't know me, I am J.W. Moore, aka J Soul, and you were viewing Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Remember, we are back on Wednesday. You have to stay with us, be with us, our book corner, all of that. You have to be back. So the answer, let me see the. All right, so the answer, I forgot to give you the answer. I was so excited that we actually had a winner. The answer to the question that I just mentioned, where in Tobago is Robinson Crusoe Cave located? The answer was Crown Point. So you guys could make a note of that, because I didn't know that, and I learned that today. So the answer is Crown Point. And once again, from my family, cast and crew here at Brunch, A Taste of Tobago, we wish you blessings, and we will see you on Wednesday. Have a good day. Bye-bye.